Darth Thor, TKO is creatively dead. They ruined UFC and now onto the company formerly known as WWE. Darth Thor, all I can say to that is, would you like a Slim Jim? Would you like to pay for that Slim Jim with your Cash App? Or were you hurt by that Slim Jim? Well, you could call Morgan and Morgan. Yeah, they're killing it. They're killing the soul of WWE. I agree with you. Monday Night Raw Hot Takes, where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes from the previous episode of Monday Night Raw, Smackdown, and or PLEs. And if they bring back WWE All-American Wrestling, well, I'll do hot takes for that too. And Grande Americano would fit perfectly on that show. We'll talk about him in a second, but first, I just wanted to start with saying, Malcolm Bowens, I agree with you. I'm sorry it's not a hot take, but I'm so disappointed in how they handled the New Day's heel run. Triple H fumbled. I'm with you, Malcolm, but let's talk Grande Americano first, and then we'll circle back on the New Day. And I think finally, the naysayers can say nay no longer. John Womack, how can El Grande Americano beat Chad Gable when he is out with injury? Yep, right there. Chad Gable was in an injury sling, and later we saw Grande Americano, and he was not in an arm sling. Therefore, Grande not injured, Chad is. They have to be two different people. Hut Rod, the Chad Gable is Grande Americano talks can end now. It's clear they are two different people. That is 100% true. It is very, very obvious and clear now that they are two separate people. If you look at the Chad Gable we saw last night and the Grande Americano that we saw last night, I can honestly say two different people from last night. And finally, Kakarutu, El Grande Americano finally hit puberty. I think this is in reference to him looking taller. Well, Grande Americano, first off, would have hit puberty probably in like the 70s or 80s because he's been around that long. And we know that because Grande Americano provided us footage, long lost footage of his career back in the day. But that said, why did he look a little different? I'm thinking different camera angles. Ever since WWE has gone to Raw, they've been trying new camera angles and stuff. So I think maybe they were just shooting at an angle upwards that gave the appearance that Grande Americano was actually taller than we've noticed him in the past. That's definitely a reason. So anyways, I got a belt on my shoulder, right? Let's talk about that and not talk about Grande Americano being not Chad Gable anymore, because they definitely are two separate people. We got this belt on my shoulder. You can win it. All you got to do to win is comment below. You got to subscribe to the channel, hit that bell, ding, 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 notification. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. This thumb would appreciate a thumbs up. Would you appreciate a thumbs up? Yes, I would. You see that? It would. Please give a thumbs up. All right, so thumbs up for the thumb, thumbs up for the belt, thumbs up for the channel and helping me quit my day job and produce wrestling content full time, baby. All right, let's talk some New Day because I was very much not happy with what happened to the New Day, but everybody else seems happy, but not me. Tiz Mickey says, LOL, please tell me what the reason is that Judgment Day needed the tag titles back, especially since the last time they had them, they defended them like twice in a long title reign. 100% agree. I said that on my one take one shot. Like, why is everybody so happy that the Judgment Day has the tag team titles? They did literally butt kiss with them last time. Butt kiss. I'm going to say butt kiss 3 more times because I really like that word. Butt kiss, butt kiss, butt kiss. That is what Judgment Day did with the belts last time. Hey, listen, I love Finn Balor, but giving him the tag team titles is not the way to go in showing our love and support for Finn Balor. I think they just wanted that, like, picture, the shot of all of Judgment Day with gold. And yes, okay, that's cool. I'm not going to lie. It's cool that they can all say, yeah, we got gold, we're draped in gold, but not at the expense of the New Day. We could literally have built the tag team division around them. And I know people are saying, oh, well, the New Day, they just weren't doing anything. It's because the tag team division sucks. I think the New Day were doing way more for the tag team division with what they had than anything. Like when the War Raiders had the tag team titles, what were they doing? At least the New Day were out on commentary, were out like running away from people, making other teams look good and strong. They were there, they were present, they were doing interviews. Nobody can cut an interview like the New Day. Like, I don't get it. The tag team championships going into a faction just get lost in the faction, and it's just there for smoke and mirrors for the faction to look strong. JD and Finn did nothing with them last time. I don't think they're going to do nothing with them this time, other than say, hey, we got a title. Okay, great. Finn Balor, you were the first Universal Champion ever, and now you are the Raw Tag Team champion. I don't know. It's like the New Day are an established act. Like, they were entertaining, or at least you love to hate them. Man, I don't like that decision at all. I know people are happy about it. I'm glad you're happy about it, but right here, me, I'm not. Eddie Bronstein, though, he says, Judgment Day draped in gold. I'd love to see it. So, like, Eddie likes this. He likes that image. I just don't think it was worth. I think there's pros and cons. Judgment Day having gold, there are pros to it. I'm not like denying that. I actually even like Judgment Day. But it's like, I just feel there's too many cons of taking the belt away from New Day. But Ozo Minopiant, you watched Raw? Sorry, bro. Who hurt you? The haters hurt me. Because that was a decent Raw. Like, what is a good Raw to you haters out there? Like, for real, what would be a good Raw? Do we need a cash-in, 3 title changes, and 15 heel turns for it to be a good Raw? Tiz Mickey also says, I really, really hope LA Knight wins against Seth at Saturday night's main event and CM Punk's unwanted help with CM Punk's unwanted help. LA Knight really needs to win something. Yes. LA Knight needs to win a big match somewhere. But of course, you know what people are going to say. Seth's story sucks. He just lost. He's supposed to be the top bad guy. He just lost. He sucks. Everything sucks. WWE sucks. The world sucks. I hate this. Buried. LA Hogan. Seth Hogan. J Nickel TV. I found myself cheering for Finn and JD. I popped for their win. You know, it was a great match. And I actually like Finn and JD. I just think it was the wrong decision. I'm gonna live, but like, I'm just like, I'm very heartbroken for the New Day. And I'm heartbroken for Finn Balor too, because you gals don't think about this, but him winning those tag team titles means he's not going to be winning any singles gold anytime soon. So this doesn't benefit his career that much. Like, it benefited the New Day way more, especially after that heel turn. Kenny Hudson says, please, LA Knight, save us from the lameness that is Seth Rollins. I don't think Seth is lame. I actually enjoy Seth Rollins, but I will say it would be very refreshing for LA Knight to be inserted into that main event roster, because he would add so much. It would just feel different. When LA Knight's music hit, you knew you were going to get something different, because LA Knight's not a scripted guy. He goes out there and says whatever comes to his mind, so it would create a little bit of a chaotic nature to any main event segment that LA Knight is a part of. So I think whatever lameness you feel from Seth would be rectified in a program with LA Knight, because iron sharpens iron, and if you go up against Knight, you're going to have to like sharpen your own verbal jousting skills. Aaron West, CM Punk just lost to John Cena, and now he might be involved in a program with Gunther. CM Punk hasn't done anything to deserve it. Why does he keep getting opportunities? It doesn't make sense. Like, you're right, CM Punk does not deserve a world title match against Gunther. And it's not because I'm a hater. I like CM Punk, but he did just lose to John Cena. Therefore, back of the line. But WWE also doesn't care about whether or not you warrant a title match, because they'll just give it to you. I mean, case in point, all my Goldberg hate aside, like, this dude hasn't wrestled since, like, Bobby Lashley was in WWE, and even then he lost. And yet he gets to go up to Gunther and get a match at Saturday night's main event for the title in his retirement match. That like, it makes no sense whatsoever. Conclusionary, I love that name, by the way. Seth needs to stop gaslighting us, LOL. He really went out there and said he had no intentions of cashing in, but only screwed Punk, but only wanted to screw Punk? Yeah, whatever, man. Why did you look so mad when Cena won if that wasn't your intentions? I actually love that. I love the gaslighting because that's what a heel should do. A heel should gaslight. I hate it when the heel gaslights and then everybody cheers and is like, yeah, totally. That heel's in the right. Like Roman Reigns gaslit everybody. He gaslit Jey Uso for years. And now people like view Roman Reigns as a saint. I love Roman, but I love Roman for the villain that he is. And Seth Rollins last night, I loved that gaslighting because, yeah, he did go out there to get the championship, but because he didn't get it, because he wasn't able to cash in, he took a crappy situation and made it in his benefit and was able to turn the knife on CM Punk. Oh, no, I never went out there to cash in. I just wanted to stop CM Punk. That's a brilliant way for a heel to turn a bad situation into a positive, into a victory, because then CM Punk is just like, oh, I hate this guy. I loved it. It was so funny. Royally, the Key Keeper, didn't care for the fight between Sheamus and that jobber. Ouch, man. I'll tell you what, that jobber in the mid-2000s, 10s and stuff, 2014, 15, Rusev was the man. One of my favorite WrestleMania entrances of all time. WrestleMania 30 or 31. I always forget which one, but he comes out in a tank. He came out in a tank. Oh my gosh. Rusev, so good. So much potential. Vince McMahon definitely dropped the ball on that guy. Kawashi heel, they really wasted New Day's heel title reign. Shake my head. Literally no reason to turn heel for this. Embarrassing. I agree. Like, what a waste of a heel turn. One of the best heel turns of all time. You broke your neck, so what? Big E, literally in real time, just his soul being dismantled piece by piece, and the New Day, they just lose the titles on a random Raw. Could it even be on Night of Champions? Could it have at least been on Night of Champions? Shazam Hassan, I am terrified that CM Punk is going to help Bill Hogan or Hulk Goldberg. Surely he's the one wrestler Chop wouldn't mind giving that nickname to defeat Gunther. You know what? You are right. Other than Goldberg, nobody gets the Hogan moniker. Hulk Goldberg. I mean, of all the people, that one's legit though, because think about this. Here's a guy he comes out of nowhere. Yeah, that's not going to work for me, brother. I want a world title match. Yeah, I know Braun Breaker is over there. I know that. I've known that guy since he was a baby. I know I used to feud with his dad. I know Spear versus Spears. There's a built-in storyline with Braun Breaker, and I could definitely put over that younger talent, and he could take up the moniker. He could take up the mantle. He could be the flag bearer of, I defeated Goldberg. I'm the new Goldberg. I'm the guy. Who's next? Braun Breaker could take everything of Goldberg that's remotely good and use it for his character, but no, Hulk Goldberg wants one last title shot. So no Rhea Hogan, but we can do Hulk Goldberg. Oh, but Chop, isn't that a little hypocritical? Yeah. Yeah, it is. The smartest idiot, we need to give Balor a title match against Cena because he's been the first to kick out of a belt shot since Cody lost the belt. Yeah, that's like John Cena's finisher, hitting someone with the belt. I couldn't believe that the New Day, not only did they lose, but they lost in such a fashion. They even hit Finn Balor with the belt that he kicked out. When has Finn been this strong? Like, he's never been this strong since he won the Universal title. Like, unless he dons the demon makeup, he has never been this strong, except for on a random episode on Raw to defeat the New Day. Like, what? Come at me now. I reckon there should have been a Triple H video, because since WrestleMania, we haven't had one. I miss them so much. The lead up to WrestleMania, Triple H was, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. Not that he did it though. It was all Shawn Michaels and Undertaker who schemed it. And every week leading into WrestleMania, there was a new video package on Triple H. It was like, holy cow. Yeah, Sorely missed. That's why ratings are down. No more Triple H's video packages. Goat Buggy, I just give up on the tag team division on Raw because WWE don't care to fix it and just has, as much as you hate the name JC Mateo, he's right, I hate that name, how much I hate JD and Finn winning the titles because they are not going to defend them, and I think it's very sad that the New Day only defended their titles like 3 times after winning them at WrestleMania from the War Raiders, and I think SmackDown and AEW has 10 times better tag team division than Raw. Yeah, it does. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. A lot of people are like, well, the New Day weren't doing nothing. They were. The tag team division was actually being spotlit. It just, there wasn't a lot of tag teams. And we could have built it. We needed to build it, not hot shot it to the Judgment Day so we could get a picture. Hopefully now that we got the picture, click, that somehow the New Day get it back. Let's maybe, here's I got a crazy idea. SummerSlam has 2 nights, right? What if the Raw tag team titles were actually defended on that pay-per-view? Like PLE. Like, shh. Don't. I know that's crazy, right? I know it's crazy. I don't want Triple H and the WWE ninjas to come down at me for proposing such an audacious idea. Even crazier, what if the New Day won it back on a huge PLE? Martin says, I think the Brawns losing would have been better than the way they won. They could have added depth to their characters, explaining how they need Seth and Heyman for guidance in the main event scene. That makes sense. I just disagree with you. I want the Brawns to just be basically murder machines. But it makes sense, like, you make a valid point. I just don't agree with it. Either they should have dominated Sammy and Penta or they should have lost. The way they won just made them look weak. Okay, that makes more sense. I feel they should have dominated. I felt it should have been just total domination. I mean, Sammy had gotten attacked earlier by Karrion Kross anyways, so it could have just, total domination, the way to go. El Senor, I know Roxanne is young and all that, but stealing the title from Liv Morgan is inexcusable. Roxanne Hogan. This is satire, please don't cook me. Family-friendly PG guy. The main event was a big nothing burger and progressed nothing. All this confirms is that Jey Uso is not going to help Jimmy. Despite that, I will say I'm really, really happy LA Knight got a match with Seth Rollins. 5 out of 10 Raw. I gave it 7 chops out of 10. I don't know if I should have gave it 6 or 7. I was like, this was a very forgettable episode of Raw, other than the fact that the New Day lost. Like, you're not going to really, like, go back and think about it. And honestly, if JD and Finn don't do anything with the belt, then this will just be a completely forgettable Raw. A nothing burger, I would say more like it was like a $2 burger with a bunch of nothing toppings. Unpopular opinion guy, why are Bayley and Lyra fighting for an Intercontinental Championship contender spot? I thought Lyra wasn't able to challenge for that title as long as Becky is champ. Bayley deserves it more in my opinion. Also, Jessica Carr is the best referee. The Lyra thing, no. If Lyra had beat Becky, Becky could not challenge Lyra. However, if Becky won, Lyra had to hold up Becky's hand, which she did. Yeah, she eventually suplexed her, but so Lyra lived up to her bargain. It was just only a one-way street of if Becky lost. Raphael Air, LA Knight feuding with Seth Rollins has elevated to the main event realm and made his presence known by cooking Punk on the mic. I wouldn't have minded him dethroning John Cena. Yeah, honestly, if they really wanted to go all in, I don't understand why WWE doesn't go all in sometimes. Like, go all in on LA Knight. Imagine if he was the one to dethrone John Cena. Boom, instant megastar, pun intended. But I will say this, the fact that he did cook CM Punk, leave CM Punk speechless, very, very impressed and surprised by that. More so than him attacking Seth Rollins. The fact that he one-upped CM Punk on the mic, that tells me that they're going in on LA Knight. Maybe not all in, but they are going in. And number 2, Sheamus and Rusev stole the show. Their chemistry in the ring is incredible, and the finish of the match was fine as it kept both men strong. It was an okay match, but I felt they needed more than an okay match. They needed a hurricane to be named after them. We needed them to have a fight that would have resulted in FEMA being called and the the parking lot being declared a natural disaster area. Huffing and puffing, I was on the edge of my seat for Lyra and Bayley match, and I believe it was well on its way to a 5-star match for them to have it end like that, and it ruined for me. Yeah, that sucks. Sometimes such a great match can be ruined by the finish. I honestly believe the Judgment Day is the best and most entertaining part of Raw right now. Finn is truly in his element recently. Yeah, I do agree. I do love the Finn Balor character. I love how petty he is and how he's just you want to talk gaslighting or just destructive. He's just trying to sow seeds of destruction everywhere because he's unhappy with his place in his career. I don't know why Finn Balor is so unhappy and wants to make everybody else unhappy, but it makes me happy and is so hilarious. I just wish he wasn't the champion right now and New Day still were. Tracy Gold, I enjoyed Raw. I even rooted for the New Day, which is something I never thought would happen. I laughed at Dom for the first time. I found Rusev and Sheamus match boring only because I'm not invested in either of them. Yeah, that's why I say that it should have been a car crash. That should have been a car crash matchup because that would have got us. Sometimes you just need the wrestlers to remind us how great you are. And as of right now, even as fans of both Rusev and Sheamus, I can see that they're kind of and we need more than Jimbo Slice, when Sheamus retires, he should go out like Ric Flair and retire once he loses his next match. I think his never say die attitude would lead to a very compelling undefeated streak, pushing Sheamus up the card to complete a main event scene one last run before putting over a young talent on the way out. I would totally be okay with that. On all honesty, if midway through he won the Intercontinental Championship and then he eventually loses it and his last match at WrestleMania, that would be sweet. That would be amazing. Bobby Fair, maybe it's just me, but isn't this the first time that every member of the Judgment Day has gold at the same time? No. When Finn Balor wasn't a part of Judgment Day, it was Rhea with the championship, the Damian and Finn with the tag titles, and Dominic Mysterio had the North American title. So if you consider the NXT belt a proper championship, then they all held gold at that time. X Reload, give Balor the win versus Dirty Dom for the IC title. He deserves a big push that ends in greatness. Yeah, but when you win the tag team titles, you will go into obscurity if you're a singles competitor. Finn and JD did not need those and will not help them in their singles run. It only helps actual tag teams like the New Day. Code Red Shockwave, make Balor and McDonough's title reign more meaningful this time. Yeah, I hope so. I hope I'm never gonna not disagree with the New Day losing, but I can get on board with Finn and JD if their title reign actually means something. Skippy970, we need to replace the 5-minute Goldberg segment and put it towards something more meaningful. Goldberg really never has storylines, so why are we now? What do you mean Goldberg doesn't have storylines? You don't think his storyline of the last 30 years of walking to the ring and screaming "you're next" in someone's face, that doesn't do it for you? Whoa. I mean, 30 years down the drain. Yeah, we could have definitely spent, those 5 minutes could have been spent doing anything else. I literally would have rathered watching that 5 minutes of a Goldberg promo if they had taken the camera, put it on a wall that had fresh paint, and we just watched it dry for 5 minutes. That would have been more entertaining than seeing a Goldberg segment, a 5-minute Goldberg highlight reel. It's OTW. I've seen enough. Give me Rusev versus Gunther today. Also, the ending of Raw was kind of weak. Should have had Karrion pop up and attack Sammy again. I would definitely love Gunther versus Rusev. And you're right. Cross should have got involved. That would have been a good way to further that storyline and give them the faces even more reason not to win. Donatello Leonardo, I was going to post a hot take, but it got buried by the wrestler I didn't want to win last night. That's a joke saying that basically. I see it's rampant. Whenever a wrestler loses nowadays, they were buried. Maybe they weren't buried. Maybe they were just I'm not saying we gotta always say, let Papa H cook, but it seems like we went from let Papa H cook, which in itself can be like too much, to everybody's buried. My guy didn't win. My girl didn't win. It's like we gotta find that middle ground. Sometimes you do gotta let Papa H cook, but you can't just say that as a blanket, end all be all. Don't question the mighty Triple H and his booking, but at the same time, it's like, it's okay that this person lost because, well, they're about to get this push. So maybe just step back just a little and watch things play out. People heard what they want to hear, but just for the record, it's okay to criticize, but it's not okay to just hate. Money Train. LA Knight should win the Money in the Bank case from Rollins. How many times will WWE Triple H screw LA Knight? I agree that LA Knight should have won the Money in the Bank this year. And probably 2 years ago, I believe Jay was the right winner last year. But that said, what's done is done. I hate when a guy with the Money in the Bank, or girl for that matter, puts the Money in the Bank on the line. It's like, why would you do that? Like, there's no reason for you to put up your Money in the Bank for any reason whatsoever. Like, that's almost a guaranteed title shot right there, or title victory. So, like, I get what you're saying, but I hope they don't. I hope just next year he wins. I just hope they let him win next year. I wish he would have won this year. Yang, a.k.a. Lang, Bianca Belair sacrificed her story with Jade and Naomi, then lost her WrestleMania streak, only for a weak title reign from IYO SKY, who became a backstage character. You know what? Like, I'm like, I don't feel this guy's hating on IYO, but like, he's not wrong here. We sacrificed Bianca Belair's like 4-win, she was undefeated, 4 victories at WrestleMania, just so IYO SKY could not defend her title. Like, that makes no sense. Bianca Belair could have that title right now and a broken finger and be in the same exact position as IYO SKY, because IYO SKY hasn't defended at all. Like, Anthony Smurthwaite. I still have no hope for Karrion, especially considering he hasn't re-signed yet. But he's getting new merchandise, and new merchandise based off of his viral interview he did at WrestleMania. So that tells me they're on the right path. You don't just start making merchandise for someone that you're about to cut. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're keeping quiet about this in order to, like, keep the groundswell of support for Karrion Kross. But just keep letting yourself be heard, though. That's the key here. When it comes to Karrion Kross, keep letting yourself be heard. Don't be hateful. I'm not saying you were. I'm just saying be respectful, and yet still be very vocal and outspoken about our need to not just re-sign Karrion Kross, but to push Karrion Kross. And that said, those are your hot takes for Monday Night Raw. I appreciate every single one of you, and please make sure that you are very outspoken and that you are heard on this channel. I promise you, I read every comment. I can't respond to every comment anymore. So it's just too many, but I try as best as I can, but I do read them all, and my son appreciates all the birthday wishes from yesterday. His birthday's today, actually, but everybody on the review, they wished him a happy birthday. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. Have a great day.